Hi fools, and welcome to another video from the Motley Fool. I'm Owain Bennallack and I'm here today to answer a question in our Ask a Fool series. Now the question, I have it here printed out, it's from a Mr. Kieran McDonnell, and Kieran asks, he'd like to know more about Bank of Ireland. He's got the ticker as IRE, which is actually US ticker. In the UK the ticker is BKIR. And Kieran asks, what is its scope to rise or even soar as Ireland as a nation relentlessly pushes out of recession? It will be the single strong bank of the country, charging full banking fees and rates. Billionaire investor Wilbur Ross owns a huge share of it already. Well, first of all, I'd say Kieran knows quite a bit about Bank of Ireland, so obviously I'll just be filling in the gaps. But I do have some questions of my own about Kieran's question. First of all, he says that Ireland is pushing relentlessly out of recession. Well, that's quite bullish. It is growing, GDP is going up, but it's actually slowed a bit recently. So, you know, I wouldn't say the Irish economy is like back to the old kind of Celtic tigers roaring long days. And I would also, you know, ask the question of whether it was really the single strong bank in the country. It has lots of competition. There's Anglo-Irish Bank, Ulster Bank. I mean, Anglo-Irish Bank, for instance, we think of as pretty much dead in the water because shareholders were utterly wiped out. But it's huge. It's almost kind of around about where the market cap was before the crash because of all the money that the state has put into it. The state does also own a bit of Bank of Ireland, of course, but I think it's about 15%, so a lot smaller stake. So, you know, Bank of Ireland will face competition from those other banks. It doesn't have the whole of Ireland to itself to just greedily profit from the years ahead, which is, you know, nothing's that good, Kieran, but that doesn't mean the Bank of Ireland isn't a good investment. So turning to the positives, I actually own the shares. In fact, I was accused of having sent this question in myself because I'm so positive about them, but they are risky. There's the recession issue. They're priced well below book value because there's a lot of bad loans still on the books of Bank of Ireland. And in fact, if Bank of Ireland was to find itself in a recessionary environment again, some of those loans could go bad and Bank of Ireland's slim equity buffer could be kind of damaged. So you definitely shouldn't think of these as a slam dunk. You mentioned Wilbur Ross. Remember that he got in when the share price was a lot lower. So he's still holding on to his shares. That's not a bad thing. And in fact, you could also have mentioned Prem Watsa of Fairfax. He is considered Canada's Warren Buffett. And he owns, I think, around about as many shares as Wilbur Ross. So two brilliant investors are on the board. That gives me a lot of confidence. That's why I think that Bank of Ireland probably will do well. Will it soar as Ireland roars out of recession? Well, if Ireland does roar ahead, I think Bank of Ireland will do very well. Property market's probably the key. That is turning. But you want to, you know, I wouldn't put too much in these. You want to just watch yourself.